very serious topic of today's video, and I'm going to talk about why aliens actually did indeed build the Great Pyramid of Egypt. Firstly, alright, a little bit of knowledge here. The giant pyramid, like the Great Pyramid, the massive one, everyone would have seen it, in Cairo, Egypt, that has been constructed by over 20 years to make, and out of 100,000 stones. And each of these stones would weigh at somewhere from 1 to 20 tons. So, first question I pose is, how did they actually move these stones? Well, lots of people have proposed that they cut down like trees as rolly logs, rolly logs. I don't know the word, okay, shush. But they would place the stone on top of the rolly log, I'm gonna call it a rolly log deal, and they would move it via rolly logs. However, this would have taken lots of trees to do, and more than one per stone, because you'd have to keep replacing the rolly log. And something of this weight placed upon a tree trunk would have destroyed each tree after it had been rolled, like the stone had been rolled from its original place to the place of the pyramid. So, I'm sorry, but A, there were no trees around in Egypt at this time, like of this, and B, where did the trees go? So I'm sorry that this theory must be, I don't know, wrong. Secondly, people said that they used rocks, but they hadn't created the wheel back then in Egypt yet, anyway, at this time. And, secondly, yeah, the trees and the rocks theory of where are the rocks and the trees now have gone. People say that they might have built a ramp, to walk up the ramp, place the rock, like drag them, with massive ropes. Because yeah, they had lots of people then because they didn't need slaves, but like, then where did these rocks go? You see what I mean? It's very, very unplausible. I mean, I know aliens might seem to be unplausible, but really, how unplausible is it actually? Just no. Fail. So, the Great Pyramid of Egypt remains a great mystery to all of mankind, and there is only one explanation. I'm sorry, but it must be aliens. In fact, aliens were actually depicted, well, aliens, I don't know what you want to call them, greater beings, I don't know, but they've been depicted throughout Egyptian art through the years. For example, of this picture. Okay, now for some more fun facts. Okay, there's this thing called the Belt of Orion, and that is Orion. I don't know, you can really say it, there's a lot of different ways. But, basically it's 3 stars, like 1, 2, 3, all in the sky over Egypt, right? Now, the 3 pyramids, including the Great Pyramid, were built exactly aligned with the 3 stars. Now, again, this is where it gets tricky. It's quite impossible for them to have done so, because the time at which the stars were actually aligned with the pyramids was, wait, let me just check, 10,500 BC. Did you know that if you take the perimeter of the Great Pyramid and divide it by 2 times the height, you get pi to the 15th digit? Is this mere coincidence? Or, I mean, considering they actually didn't discover what pi was until like the 6th century, it's very unlikely that the Egyptians actually knew what pi was. So, pretty much, you take the line of longitude that the pyramid lies on, then you take the latitude, both of which are 31 degrees, by the way, and it's kind of strange that they're the same number, but these are the 2 lines that cover the most combined land in the whole area of the world, and if you actually think about this logically, this makes the pyramids the center of the entire Earth. Still not believing? Alright, wait, let me read you an extract from the Egyptian creation story that's been translated to English. Okay. In the beginning, there was the mighty god Ra and his wife Nut. Ra Harakte, who was seen as a winged solar disk. Sound familiar? UFO? Nut gave birth to Osiris. At the time of Osiris' birth, a loud voice was heard all over the world saying, "The Lord of all Earth is born." Osiris, the mighty demigod king. Osiris grew and became a mighty king. He went about the job of civilizing his people. He taught them agriculture and animal husbandry. He gave them a code of laws to live by and showed them the proper ways in which to worship the gods. Egypt became a mighty land under his kind and gentle rule. His subjects gladly worshipped the ground on which he walked. when Egypt was civilized, Osiris left to bring his teachings to other lands. And basically, okay, I'll read you something else. Ancient Egyptian legend tells of Tep-Zepi, or the first time. This is described as an age when sky gods came down to earth and raised the land from mud and water. They supposedly flew through the air, in flying boats, and brought law and wisdom to man through a royal line of pharaohs. Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, is it actually possible that this is where mankind came from? Like another race over there? Are we all related to the ancient Egyptians? I guess we will never know. I mean, come on, if they've got stuff dating back to 10,500 BC when humankind supposedly wasn't supposed to be there. Even the Sphinx, you know, the Sphinx, the body of the lion, which, okay, it has a head that is proportionate to a lion's head, not a human's head. But, okay, there's another theory that this was also built in 10,500 BC because, okay, they found water erosion on the Sphinx, and there was no water in Egypt since 10,500 BC, like apart from the Nile and stuff, which is records they've found now. And coincidentally, also research shows that in 10,500 BC, that, you know, the Leo horoscope sign, that star constellation was perfectly in line with the Sphinx in 10,500 BC. I guess it's up to you, but who knows what's really out there. I'm sorry if I've, like, offended any religious people, but, yeah. That's just, I don't know, I'm pretty sure that aliens built the pyramids, but that's just me. Anyway, bye.